white people get out of power, man. All right, once you're taken out of your rulership, man, by the Heavenly Father, man. All right, the ocean is gonna rejoice, man. All right, because right now in this present state, the Pacific Ocean is destroyed, man. All right, whales are beaching themselves. All right, all under the hands of you Edomites, man. But nobody can't point the finger at you though, right? It's mankind, it's human nature. No, it's not human nature. There was no human. No nation of people who thought to do such demonic things as you have done, man. All right? This is a so-called white man who done this, man. You white people, man. This is your doing, man. You so-called white people, because your true name is Edom. All right? You got to start knowing your true nationality, man. Your true nationality is Edom. You are Edomites according to the Bible. What does the word Edom mean? It means red. Why? Because you are not white, you are red. Your blood shows forth through your skin for lack of pigmentation. You are translucent. All right? You have a skin disease, man, called leprosy, according to the Bible. Okay? It is natural to have pigmentation, man. It is not natural to be leprous, man. All right? So this is why you're called Edom in the Bible, and you're known as the Edomites, man. All right? And your rulership is almost done, man. All right, so you better have your fun now while you can, because the Heavenly Father is coming to take down your kingdom and establish the kingdom of the Israelites, man. All right, this is what's going to happen, man, according to the prophecies, man. So take it easy, brother. All right, this is what's going to happen according to the prophecies, man. All right, let me continue with that. The whole earth is at rest. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller has come up against us. All right. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. All right. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations, man. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us, man? All right, so that's what these other nations are going to say, man. All right, they're going to be speaking to these Edomites, right? But mainly they're going to be speaking to these elites, man. All right, they're going to say, have you become as weak as us, man? All right, are you now on our level? All right, once you're taken down, all right. It's gonna go into Lucifer and how he fell from heaven, which is not talking about the devil, man. These people don't even understand that, man. Lucifer's not talking about Satan. All right? Lucifer is talking about the elites of this society, man. All right? The elites of you Edomites. All right? Let me continue with this. And they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as us, as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the ground, to the grave, man. And the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worm cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations, man? All right? So it's asking, how has Lucifer fallen from heaven, man? That's not talking about the devil, man. That's talking about the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Gettys, all those international bankers and those people who run the world, man. That's who it's talking about, man. All right? And it's basically, it's a proverb, man. It's a taunting proverb saying, how did you fall from your rulership? Because heaven is a place of rulership. All right? So this is what these elites are in right now. They're in their rulership. Right? The so-called white man, this is these white people's heaven, man. This is as good as it gets for them, man. All right? After this, it's our kingdom, man. All right? Which is going to be a righteous kingdom. Okay? So it said, O Lucifer, how hast thou fallen from heaven? All right? How art thou brought down to the ground? Which means, how did you fall from your state that you were once in? All right? Let me continue. All right? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations, man? All right? And all these Edomites, all they did was weaken the nations. How did they weaken the nations? They would go into a nation, right? This is what they did with the majority of all these nations. This is why there's third world countries all over the place, man. These countries should be able to live off their natural resources. But since the devil is ruling, they can't do that, man. All right? They should be able to live off of their natural resources, right? Because they have abundance of natural resources, all right? But how does these devils? Let me read that again, all right? How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? How did these Edomites weaken the nations, man? They would go and they would offer them loans, man. They would force them to take loans. That's what America does, man. That's what these other countries, like especially America does, man. All right? They force them to take their loans and they put interest on it that they're not able to pay back. All right? That's impossible for them to pay back. So guess what? They say, listen, since you can't pay that back, we're going to have to take your natural resources, all right? So they rob the people of their natural resources, and then that place turns to a third world country, man. Worse than it was before they came, all right? This is how these Edomites have weakened the nations, man, all right? And this is why they have to be taken out of power, man, okay? Let me continue with